When the first light of dawn touched the giant's workshop, it glimmered across the woven plains of the Brim. Tiny workers, no bigger than a thumb, rose to begin their shift. Foreman Finn lifted his aluminum megaphone and shouted across the golden horizon. "Lift Team Delta, steady on the tension." For them, this wasn't just repair work. It was survival. Their world depended on every thread holding firm. The new fiber was enormous, like a fallen tree from the heavens. When it snagged, Engineer Lita raced up the side, fearless and fast. Her helmet caught the sun as she sliced away the obstruction with a needle blade. Then, with a mighty heave from the cranes below, the colossal straw beam locked into place. And for a moment, Lita stood silhouetted in glory. The ground trembled. A deep metallic echo filled the air. And then the light dimmed. Above them loomed the iron cliff, the giant's thimble, shifting dangerously close to the edge of the shelf. Finn's voice cracked through the panic. "Code Crimson! Everyone to the blue ribbon underhang." The collective ran for their lives as the shadow consumed the Brim. When the danger passed, the apprentices gathered around Master Tress. His fingers, rough and wise, worked a strand of silk finer than hair. "The weave must not only hold," he said, "it must disappear." Each student leaned closer, watching the old art, the merging of new and old, a lesson in unity, a lesson in survival. Finn led a small crew down the steep curve toward the Blue Ribbon River, a smooth, shimmering band that circled their world. It held tiny droplets of life, dew and mist from the giant's forgotten cup. They soaked their lint sponges, collecting precious moisture, while gazing into the strange blue reflection of a world not their own. Without warning, a great wind howled across the Brim. It was the giant's breath. Warm, powerful, unstoppable. Ladders shook, tools skittered. Tiny workers clung to their hooks, their hearts pounding. One ladder lifted clean off the surface, then crashed back down with a thunderous thud. When silence finally fell, Finn's trembling voice whispered through the static. "All clear. Back to work, Collective." The needlesmith's forge had gone cold. "No more stitch pins," Brock roared. So Finn led a brave few down the Brim, onto the wooden plains of the giant's table, the woodlands of grain. Dust rolled like fog as they marched through the valleys of oak, searching for metal relics on the perilous shelf above. For the Collective, each staple was a treasure and a risk worth taking. They returned triumphant, with 12 new stitch pins forged from the giant's forgotten staples. At the heart of the Brim, Finn raised his hand. 3, 2, 1, drive. A single, perfect strike echoed through their world. The final pin slid home, and the fracture was no more. Cheers erupted across the Brim. Hard hats flew through the air. The Collective gathered crumbs of cracker from the giant's lunch. A feast fit for heroes. Master Tress smiled, pride glowing in his eyes. "The repair," he declared, "is invisible and immutable." For the first time in days, they danced beneath the golden light of victory. The Brim was perfect once again. Every rope coiled, every tool hidden. Finn, Lita, and Tress stood at the edge of their world, staring toward the horizon of the giant's table. They knew what came next. Soon the giant would return, and their woven home would rise into the sun. "Ready for the light," Finn whispered. And in the silence that followed, the Stetson Collective waited. Guardians of the Brim, keepers of the weave, awaiting the next dawn.